Well, on a day that Mumbai has seen the horror of that kind, that inferno which has killed 14 people, what are the kind of lapses, and more importantly, what kind of action will be taken to prevent such instances from repeating themselves? Well, joining me now, BJP MP and a citizen of this is, of course, Hema Malini, who's with us on the program. Thanks all very much, ma'am, for speaking to us. I'm sure, like the rest of India, you're also shocked, horrified, angry, sad at what you've seen today.
It's very, very shocking to know about what has happened in Mumbai, in my own city. And something or the other, it happens, but this is absolutely very, very shocking to me. It seems it is due to the fire brigade could not reach in, they reached in time, but were not able to reach the place where the people were caught. That's what I heard, because of the construction materials were kept. So it is very important for every building, especially Bombay has got a high-rise building, so the surroundings have to be very, very clear, you know, for cars to move around. And
right.
It's very, very sad. So many young people all got suffocated and passed away. It's very, very sad for us to know about this.
Absolutely. They were just out there having a time in the evening and just not knowing the tragedy was lurking around the corner. Now, you of course mentioned all that construction material lying on roads, blocking traffic, perhaps slowing down fire brigade. That's of course something that investigations will reveal. But there's so much talk about safety norms that were ignored, that signage of exits was missing, that some of the exits were possibly blocked, that there was inflammable material that was lying around, all of which just helped push the fire and aggravate it. Now, these are deaths that could have been, they ought to have been avoided. Where is the failure? Why can't we prevent it, ma'am?
But you know what happens when the authorities are pointing it out, and then they want the safety, and then they insist on that. The people who are the customers, I mean, the owners of the house, the plot and all, they insist, nahi, kuch nahi hoga, hum dekh lenge, you know, like that kind of attitude is there. That nothing will happen, but anything can happen. So everybody has to be very, very cautious about it. Even if the authorities are not insisting, I think the plot owners, they should take a special cautious measure.
Right, so you're saying don't rely on anyone, not just the authorities, do it yourself, volunteer and do more, be cautious. But what action should be taken? There's just so much anger. History keeps repeating itself. People keep dying. We keep talking about it, but nothing changes. What action should be taken to ensure that there are deterrents, that we are not looking at these kind of avoidable tragic deaths time and time again?
See, the death has happened, nothing, they cannot be brought back. And what's the point in punishing the other person after everything has happened? So better be careful from the beginning onwards. So nothing happens. The authorities also should be very, very careful. They should not allow this thing to happen, because they are responsible finally. Finally, they will be caught. So whatever, even if some people try to bribe also, you know, nahi hame permission de dijiye, kuch nahi hoga, hum log dekh lenge. But in this point, they should not allow such thing to happen.
Yeah, right. They are, of course, responsible, but what are they going to do about that responsibility? They have a lot of power, they have a lot of responsibility, but what about executing it? Now, ma'am, there are several people, especially from Mumbai, who are asking, you know, why is Mumbai one of those cities, not the only city in India, but one of those cities that's, you know, keeps having this kind of disasters, the foot over bridge collapse. Then again, it was highlighted that that was something where red flags were raised, people were told, authorities were told that this is an accident waiting to happen, but no action was taken. Again today, the same thing has happened, that there were warnings, they were ignored.
See, this is why Mumbai, because I think too much of a population, and people just keep coming and flocking into Mumbai. Mumbai is a very beautiful city, of course. Everybody wants to come and live here, but I think there should be some restriction in city development also. They should not allow it to just expand and expand and expand. It just goes on and on. There is no end. The
Right.
Mumbai used to be quite nice and small, compact, but it is just widely spread that it is unbelievable to reach each one small places. It takes 1 hour and 2 hours nowadays. And more than that, now the construction of this restaurant, I heard that they are made out of bamboo and all, you know, just for looking wise, they may look nice, but it is all very dangerous pieces to use, especially in a public place.
Right, bamboo of course was the material used for the false ceiling, which is flammable. But coming back to your point about Mumbai being overcrowded, ma'am, where will people go? I mean, if you say that population is to blame, where are people going to go? Livelihoods are dependent on this. People are coming to big cities because we haven't really created other opportunities outside of big cities. So what are you saying? What are you suggesting that people should go to? Go where?
There has to be a restriction in bringing in people more, and no construction should be allowed. They just expand. Now, you know, the city is expanded. Even in Delhi, when I see, Delhi never used to be so big. It is just from one end to the other. There is no end to it. We used to find some place called some villages and all. That has become a city that they say, oh, this is the city we are living in. So that used to be once upon a time small villages. So like that, it just expands. So there should be a restriction in the city border. This is what it is Delhi. This is what it is Mumbai. After this, you cannot expand. Then when you are doing, then it has to be another city. You name it something else and make it, because it has to have a limitation. They cannot just go on and on. So then all this kind of unpleasant thing happens.
Right, ma'am, but again, coming back to my point, who's going to create these opportunities? I mean, make villages self-sufficient, give livelihoods, give opportunities, but no party, yours included, any party, name any politician for whom this is a priority. That never happens, ma'am. We never hear of anyone talking about creating bigger centers of excellence. I mean, there has to be pressure on cities like Mumbai. Wouldn't you agree? What can you do in your capacity? For instance, make Mathura Mumbai?
They can go. Why expand? All the smaller cities also expand. Give job there. Even the small villages should be expanded. Why all the villages should come to the city? If you give a livelihood over there, that small village also will flourish, and people will have a job to
Many
do.
would.
Why everybody should come to the main metro cities? There is no need, because there is no space now. There is no place at all. And over and above I find lot of lakes and that small talab and kunds which used to be there. It is very important for those things to be there. That is also being acquired by the people, and then they buy it, and then they make a house, and then when there is a rain, there is no place for the water to go, and a lot of other calamity happens.
I see what you're saying. You're of course talking about a dying city, but many would ask, in this case, this could happen in as small a city as possible, because it was of course just a group of people who gathered here to have a good evening, but you're of course blaming population and the pressure on cities like Mumbai. Anyway, thanks very much.